mortgages, and it was just literally covered all over this vehicle. They were standing at the door talking. I walked over, I put the Monster Marketing, I walked right by him, walked right to the garage. I put up the Monster Marketing piece, and I was somewhat down the road, and I got the appointment. That tells you, how effective the marketing piece actually is at doing what it's supposed to do.
That's also, listen, the hardest thing that I haven't explained to people is that it is so simple and so effective that people just don't believe it. They just don't believe it could work this effectively, but it does. All right, let's keep going. We got a limited time. So now you got the appointment. Now what? Well, you need a package. So we just told them that we have a package to deliver. So you want a package. So we created an introduction letter that tells your prospects that you're affiliated with Home Loan Advocates. We don't want you going to the door as an investor. We don't want you going to the door as a realtor. We want you going affiliated with an organization who helps distressed homeowners. So it says, dear homeowner, as part, I know it's hard to read, as part of their public outreach, I've been authorized by Home Loan Advocates to offer you assistance with a free loan modification. All right, so that's how it starts out. So you can give them a business card and say, hey, I'm with Keller Williams. You can give them a business card and say that it says you're in the real estate if you want. But what we want you to do is we want you to be affiliated with Home Loan Advocates. And that gives you a little cover in terms of the advocacy that you're doing, that you're not acting on your own. You're acting as part of an organization, just like you would if you were out building, houses, for people in your spare time. Okay, it's part of a larger effort. So we give you license to use the logo on all of your information. We give you a special disclosure if you have a license, whether or not you're using it or not. You have to disclose that you have a license, at least in California. We give you the alternatives of foreclosure. Now, everything that we put in the package, everything that goes in the package is really designed to overcome objections. That's all. We're not trying to convince them to do anything. All we know is that when we go to the door, we're going to get a handful of the same objections we get every single time. Everything that we put in the package is designed to overcome their objections so that we can go deeper into the communication with them. We give them the California Homeowner Bill of Rights. This eliminates dual tracking. The reason that we do this, the reason we have this form is that when we go to the door, they say, I've got it taken care of, yet they have a foreclosure date. So we're like, hey, you can't have both. Either you're in loan mod and you don't have a foreclosure date, or you're not in loan mod like you think you are and you do have a foreclosure date. What is it? So this is what we use the California Homeowner Bill of Rights for. Then you've got the BRE alert where it says it's illegal to charge upfront fees for loan modification. So so we've got two versions. This came from the California Bureau of Real Estate, and this is from the State Bar of California, that basically says it's illegal for attorneys or anybody else to charge an upfront fee for a loan mod. The reason we put this in is that the homeowner says, I've already got it taken care of. We say, great, are you writing a check for the past due amount, getting a loan mod, or selling your house? Those are basically the three ways that you can do it. They say, I'm getting a loan mod. I said, great. Are you using an attorney or another professional to assist you? They say, I'm using an attorney. I say, great. You didn't pay them up front, did you? And when they say yes, and they always say yes, I show them these forms. And then I also say, hey, I'm not saying that you've been taken advantage of. It could very well be, careful, but I got two concerns. Number one is that the person who illegally took money from you in order to get you a loan mod is telling you that it's all taken care of, but according to the California Bill of Rights, if it was taken care of, you wouldn't have a foreclosure date. When was the last time you spoke to the bank? And that's how we begin the process of getting inside to talk to them. Then we've got the homeowner assistance scams flyer. So we talk about the lawsuit scam, the upfront fee scam. So whatever they say their situation is, how they're getting it handled, I put this in there because there's a pretty good chance that it's going to show up on here. Okay, so this is just the beware of homeowner assistance scams. Then we've got the truth about loan modification approval. This is the form that says only 15% of people get approved for loan mods and only 4% get approved for a permanent loan mod. So when we get into the facts of life about the loan mod and trying to temper their enthusiasm or their hope or their expectations about getting a loan mod, we hit them with the data to let them know. We also explain what loan modification looks like, what loan mod review looks like, and what loan mod review does not look like. So we're able to go through that with them, and all this supports you and they calling the bank together to find out what's going on. Then you got the new scam. It's not new anymore, but the mass joinder lawsuits. This is the deal where lawyers take $500, $1,000, $2,000 a month to presumably sue the bank and postpone foreclosure, and that works temporarily, but not once am I aware of where attorney has saved the house from foreclosure. They will have postponed it for a few months or even a year or so. But at the end of the day, the attorney is getting paid $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, and the homeowner is still losing their house. And that money would have been better used to negotiate payment with the bank. There are lots of better uses of that money. So the only person that wins in a mass joinder lawsuit is a lawyer. So when we hear that somebody's doing this, we pull this out and explain what's up. Then you got the great LeeHonish. He's way more handsome than that now. And he wrote a little piece that we use, about the real chances of getting a loan modification. And then you've got me, who wrote a book on how to negotiate your loan mod. We actually use this in the second meeting. We use this in the second meeting to get to talk to them about how to structure their application to get them the best results. And all these flyers are set up for you to be able to customize your logo. So just like this, so you customize your logo. You can put Home Loan Advocates logo on here, but you put your name and contact information, your license number, if that's applicable, and you make this personal. And the reason we do that is you don't want to just create a package, because if they love the how to do your own loan modification book, and they take that out and they put it in a purse and they take it to the office because they want to have lunch with a friend and talk to them about it, and it gets separated from the package, and they decide they want to have a conversation with you about it, and you don't have your contact information on it, how do they do it? So every piece of collateral has to have your contact information on it. So we set these up so that you can do that. So let's talk about what you say at the front door. Okay. So the first 90 seconds, that's the goal. I'm going to give you two goals of the first meeting. So you've got the appointment. You're going to the door for the first time. You have two objectives only. The first objective lasts 90 seconds. Just make it 90 seconds. And then once you get past the first 90 seconds, your second objective is to get a second meeting. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You're not trying to close the deal. You're not trying to cloud the title. You're not trying to get it listed. You're not trying to get it under contract. You're not trying to do anything. Your only goal is to last 90 seconds and then get a second appointment. And if you do that, okay, you've got a very high chance of success, that when they are ready to sell, they're going to do it with you. So when you walk up to the door, you're going to knock on the door. You're going to tell them that you're making a delivery. You're going to tell them that you're a homeowner advocate. So it sounds like this. Hey, I'm David Bartels. I'm affiliated with Home Loan Advocates. I'm the homeowner advocate, and I've got a package to deliver you as part of our public outreach. We work with homeowners who are facing foreclosure, and according to the public records, you've got a foreclosure date coming up on August 28th, and I want to make sure that you've gotten it taken care of. And that starts the conversation. Now, Lee, what do they normally say?
They normally say they're taking care of it. They're going to win the lottery. They're going to go back to work. Right. They've got a lucky four-leaf clover. Somebody's not going to be sick anymore.
Right. So they say they've got it taken care of. So
right.
So here's what I say. I say, great. Are you selling the house, getting a loan mod, or writing a check for the arrearage? They say, I'm getting a loan mod. I say, great. Are you doing it yourself, or do you have a lawyer or a real estate professional assisting you? They almost always say, I've got a lawyer. Great. You didn't pay them up front, did you? They say yes. I say, okay, great. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad you're getting help. It sounds like you're trying to get it handled. But I have two concerns. Number one, and that's when I pull out the California Homeowner Bill of Rights. My first concern is that you shouldn't have a foreclosure date and be under loan mod review. According to the California Homeowner Bill of Rights, it's dual tracking is against the law, which means you're either in loan mod review and the foreclosure date has been postponed, or you're not in loan mod review and they're going to foreclose on you. Okay? The second concern I have is that you apparently have hired an attorney, you paid them an upfront fee, but paying an upfront fee to even an attorney to help you get a loan modification is illegal. Here's an alert from the California Bureau of Real Estate. Here's an alert from the State Bar of California stating it's illegal for a lawyer to collect any upfront fee, to help you get a loan modification or other foreclosure avoidance options. Let me ask you, I'm not saying that you've been scammed. I'm not saying that you're not getting a loan mod. I'm just saying we have conflicting information here. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you spoke to the bank? And then they often say, well, the lawyer told me not to call the bank, not to talk to anybody. I said, what harm would it be? What harm could be caused by you calling the bank to verify that you have a foreclosure date or you don't? Here's what I suggest. I don't know what's going on here, but it's concerning to me. What I'd like to do is I'd like to step inside where we have a little more privacy. We can put the bank on speakerphone. You can authorize them to speak with me this one time and one time only. I've got 6 or 7 questions that I'd like to ask the bank. At the end of those 6 or 7 questions, we'll know exactly what the status of your loan mod is, whether or not you have anything to be concerned about, and if you do, exactly what you need to do in order to get it handled so you don't lose your house on August 28th. Would you allow me to do that with you? There's no cost or obligation whatsoever. The only thing that I ask is that you want my assistance. Would you allow me to help you figure this out? Sometimes they say no, but mostly they say yes. And I get to have I move from the front door to the kitchen table, and we have a conversation on the phone. Now, if they're being completely resistant and they just want me to leave the package, I go page by page by page by page through the package. I explain what each of these are. I'm watching their body language. I'm listening to them. If I see them squirm or give me some kind of indication that may apply to them, like when I get to the State Bar of California thing where it says they shouldn't pay an upfront fee and they twitch, I'm like, okay, what happened? Did you pay somebody up front? So I'm being really in tune, to them. And then at some point, I'm looking for an opportunity to ask this question: what did the bank do to you? And then I'm asking them if I can follow up. I'm asking for their email and their phone number to follow up. I want to provide them additional information. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to get a second meeting. So I'm asking for a second meeting. So I'm trying to establish a rapport. So I might get a second meeting by saying, you know what? Now that I understand where you are, I'd like to help you. I've got some resources that I think might be beneficial. First of all, I got a book on how to negotiate your own loan mod. I'll give that to you for free. I've got Fannie Mae escalation forms that allow us to get to the Treasury Department of the United States and see if we can get them to intervene on your behalf in order to buy you more time, especially if you're being treated unfairly by the bank. I've got those escalation forms. And I've got other resources I think might be beneficial. What I'd really like to do is I'd really like to get a look at your loan mod application, make sure it's a complete package, make sure your financial numbers need tweaking, because there's 5 mathematical formulas you've got to pass: front-end debt to income, back-end debt to income, pre-mod cash flow, post-mod cash flow, and net present value. So we need to line all those numbers up. I'd like to help you line those numbers up and see if we need to update your application and get it resubmitted to give you the best chance of success. And in general, put a plan together to help you achieve your objective of keeping your home. How's tomorrow about this time look? And very often I get a new appointment to do that. Okay? So we obviously get into this in great detail in the coaching call. This is actually week 2 of the coaching call that we dial it in. For those of you that don't want to wait, I've got the last few coaching groups that I did. This is only the 13th coaching group that I've ever done. like this. So I've got all 12.